over DC, coffee in my hand. Saw the headlines from a faraway land, South Africa's politicos
running their mouth again about America and me. Where does it all end? Near about a whole year of the same old tune,
name calling in tall tales beneath the African moon. Oh, it's more trash in the USA, I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare. Pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
Gonna tell the world the truth. Where do I begin?
They talk about freedom and justice for all, while their own people are answering a different call.
Farmers on their homesteads,
living in fear and dread.
Minority voices silence words left unsaid.
Promises like tumbleweeds blowing in the breeze, while their leaders keep on preaching, bringing us to our knees. Oh, it's more trash in the USA,
I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare. Pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
Gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
I tried to stay quiet,
let it roll right on by,
but a man can only take so much beneath God's sky. That's the honest truth.
When you see folks suffering, it just ain't right.
Gonna set the record straight with all of my might. Oh, it's more trash in the USA, I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare. Pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
Gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
Yeah, more trash in the USA,
but the truth will find its way.
Pretoria, listen up to what I gotta say. God bless America, come what may.
Come what may.
I've said it multiple times, I'll say it again. Some people are very hard of hearing. Please be considerate, not endanger the lives of American embassy workers, U.S. Department of State and Homeland Security personnel, and those refugees are coming over. Disclosing departure times and dates and locations for people is morally reprehensible. I've asked people politely not to do that in my chat. If I see it again, you're going to get a timeout and you'll be banned eventually. We will not risk people's lives because people have to feel they're self-important sharing information. How many times do I have to tell people this? Published videos today exactly saying that. Do not do that. I'm getting tired of it. If you wish to endanger the safety of American citizens who are facilitating this process and endanger future refugees, then you have no business on my program. We're not about harming people here. I've asked for this to be adhered to repeatedly. Once people are in America, you're welcome to celebrate and tell people where they're at. But telling people that they're leaving, we already know. This is really irritating the piss out of me. You know, we had people endangered out of me. Back in earlier this year, the 59ers' lives were put in danger, and there were threats to them in a hotel. Security had to intervene because some big mouth told people they were there. Hello to Jacob, Karen Long, Dogzilla's here, Hermanus Johannes Erlang, Angelique Louva Eve, Mr. Echo, Holden Caulfield is back again, Nicola, Maddie van Ryan, Lana Rutz, Denise Belligan, welcome to you. CB is back, Syncmaster 99. Okay, that's what I had to check on. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Schlampiri, interesting username. Hoyamari to you. Gina Molnar, what's going on? How are things? Marley Quinn. Community medic. See, okay, you're on the cusp here. Maybe boarding the flight, it won't matter. You're not listening. U.S. Embassy personnel accompany people to the airport. Journalists know that this is happening. Journalists spread the word. Activists arrive. Stop it. Jeremy's in from Indonesia. The rains in Indonesia. Well, dude, you're on the equator, just below the equator. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of rain there. Indonesia is known for rain, indeed. I trust the rains down in Africa. Where did that come from? Toto. What a great song was. I deleted the message, Del Murray. I deleted the message, yes. So I made a video earlier today, or last night, like 3 o'clock in the morning is when I finally went to bed, and I didn't fall asleep till 4:30 and then got up at 7. I made the video because I confirmed, and it surprised me how few people actually watched the video. That shocked me. But the video I made was to let people know that my analysis is that there will be people arriving shortly. I'm basically able to confirm it. Only 6,300 people watch it. That shocked the hell out of me. I'm really surprised. But in the video, I intentionally don't say the date they're coming over. By the way, I've known for some time when these people are coming. And I've had to tell people that other people are saying they're coming, that's not true for operational security reasons. Not a lie. It's something I'm forced to do. Also, I didn't have confirmation that that was going to be the case. So until I had confirmation and had enough evidence to do the analysis to say it's true. But telling people when people are coming over is not helpful. It's counterproductive. I don't understand why people don't get that. These are people who've never put their life on the line. These are people who've never stepped out and gone to harm's way day after day and don't understand the reality of what's going on here. South Africa is not a picnic. I received a message from a friend of mine. Let me see if I can read it to you, okay? And I'll try to keep the stuff out there that would give it away, okay? So, this is a message I got from a friend of mine. He said, I'm looking around here in Cape Town. It's really going to shit fast. I want to get out of there. I guess if we've figuratively been driven into the sea from Johannesburg and nowhere left to go to other than out of South Africa. This country, sadly, can no longer be saved, not even the Western Cape. I can't even explain to you how things have changed in the last few months. They, the Western Cape, should have seceded when they still had a chance. Criminals are being busted into Cape Town by the thousands each week. Children are being raped on the beach in Strand. Farmers are being killed in Franscois. Home invasions, and. The bubble that was Cape Town, the one we got to enjoy for a brief period, has finally burst. Tragic. Tragic. Yep. There you have it, folks. There you have it. That's from a person who does quite well in South Africa, lives in a very safe, protected place, and this is what they're saying about the Western Cape. It's gone. It's gone. Hyperbole? I don't think so. Good morning, folks. Hey, Hey, Dawn Janssen from Rendsburg. Yeah, well, Brenda is South African. And she used to be a shark girl. Used to be a cheerleader for the Sharks back in the day. Hermanus Johannes Erlang says, welcome to our world. Ansley says, yep, it's beyond repair. True, the sister lives in the Cape. There were recently home invasions in her area where people died. Yep. Yeah, Loretta says, so true, the person wrote to you. That's a dear friend of mine whom I've known for a long time. And this is what that friend says. I mean, look, we know that in Centurion, already in 2022, my friend's home was invaded, and my wine that I'd left behind was stolen. My wine, his TV. They didn't kill his dogs, thankfully. But this is an upscale neighborhood in Centurion with security fences and gates, and inside a community. They broke in his home and stole everything. Gina says, I agree with your friend. I'm getting the same sentiments from family and friends. Yeah, it's not safe anywhere, South Africa. Well, Jackie Kane, I said that when Brett Kebbell was murdered in broad daylight in Sandton City. That was what, 15, 16, 18 years ago? When that happened, I said, it's over. You can't be safe in South Africa. And we have political assassinations. We have broad daylight murder by taxi gangs. The ANC has allowed South Africa to be turned into a gangster state. Oh, they did. You don't know that story? Is that Utopia? Is that what that is? I think it's Utopia. Now I can read it. Yeah, Utopia. Yeah, absolutely, man. You don't know that story. Oh, yeah. So in August of 2022, in September, when I went to South Africa after the COVID scam was eased and I could travel for the first time, I went to Uppington, where I was greeted by the Sightlanders before they broke into Sightlander Civil Defense and Sightlanders. And up there, I met Gustav Muller, and of course, Venant was my host. And I went up there, and we spoke at this big event, a big braai. And as a gift for my coming to the event, they gave me bottles of wine, and they gave me this awesome leather satchel, which I need to dust off. I didn't realize how dirty that was. They gave me this awesome leather satchel. Look how dirty the top is. I need to clean it. This here, which says Sightlanders Defense, Chris Wyatt, 30 August 2022. You can't read it very well, but yeah, 20, or is it 20? Yes, 2022. So this is a beautiful leather pouch they made for me. It's gorgeous. And this was full of wine. It has 4 spots. You can carry your wine. They gave that to me. I wanted to, when I was invited to Steve Hofmeier's house, I went there with a friend of mine, and I went to Steve's house, and I wanted to show Steve the wine that they gave me up there in Uppington. So I took it in the house, showed it to him, and I had a bottle of wine that I had for him. And then we got to talking, and the evening got away from us, and I forgot my wine at Steve Hofmeier's house. I left it there. So he had it sent over to my friends, and my friend went and picked it up. And then after I left South Africa, I left with him, and I was going to come back, and we were going to drink it there and enjoy it. And I was going to take this case, but before I left, they broke into his home and stole everything. Now, they stole this, and they carried it down to the creek outside the development. They carried his TV and a bunch of other stuff and his equipment, and they carried this as well. But at some point, they either had too much in their hands, or they realized that, Sightlander verdendiging. Oh, crap, we don't want to mess with them. So they left this lying by the creek. Well, my friend went and followed the footsteps and tried to figure out where they were. He found my wine, all the wine, in the satchel. So I got my satchel and the wine back. So I have this satchel I've had ever since. Really cool. But it was it's typical stuff. Yep. Yeah, they stole the wine, Utopia. Yep, they did. They did. Speak to any frontline workers and they'll tell you the truth about South Africa. Yeah, Utopia, lots of hectic things. I've had strange things happening. So when the taxi strike was going on, I was in Cape Town last year, I think it was, whenever it was. I think it was last year, maybe it was the year before. When the taxi strike was going on, I had to go to Simonstown. And instead of going down Stellenbosch and then cutting back across down by the beach on the south side by False Bay, the GPS from Google routed me because I set it in the commute car. It took me through Mitchell's Plains. Now, I'm not afraid of Mitchell's Plains. It was broad daylight. But I went through Mitchell's Plains as kids were getting out of school, so that was relatively safe. But 2 blocks away is when they were pelting the Coca-Cola delivery trucks with rocks and trying to murder people and hijack their Coca-Cola trucks. And they were killing people all over Cape Town during that taxi strike. Yeah, just missed that by a short distance. Yeah, I've had some adventures in South Africa. Of course, I had my rainbow rescue when I had 2 tires blow on me up there in Northwest Province, just outside of Rustenburg. That was an interesting day, but there's no danger to me, but it was an interesting day nonetheless. Yeah. No, my trips to South Africa are eventful, one way or another. Whether it's ziplining in Ceres or ziplining in Mahalisburg, or now ziplining down there in the Western Cape, not the Western Cape, but down, what's the name of that place? Where did I go ziplining at? I have to look that up. It was north of Hermanus. So let me get a map here. Maps. What is the name of the place? I can't think of it right now. I'm drawing a blank on that. Let me zoom down there, get out to Africa. I need to have just a map of South Africa constantly here. I can just pull up, so reference it. Okay, there we go. Let's get down here. Garden route. Cape Town. Where's Hermanus? There's Hermanus. Caledon, that's where it was. I went ziplining in Caledon. Yeah, thank you, Xavier. Oh, you guys got it, CB Caledon. Yeah, see, I'm getting old, man. I can't remember stuff. It's Caledon. That was really cool. That's the longest zip line in the world. Of course, that's the one I have for Save South Africa. That's really cool. Were they robbing Coca-Cola because the banks didn't have money? No, it was just a taxi strike, and that's just what they do. People do this stuff. Yep. No, Utopi. No, it wasn't Graball. It was Caledon. That's where it was. I'd never been to Caledon, so I drove up from Hermanus. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yep. Where the heck is Hermanus on this map? There it is. Okay, didn't show. Yeah, I went to Caledon. No, well, Sojourner, what happened after that British, he's not white British, but British national, that doctor, famous surgeon, was murdered when he tried to get on Airport Road to go in Cape Town, and he wound up going the wrong direction. He went south instead of north towards the airport. He got confused, and he went the wrong way. And he went like a block or two, and they came out in the street, and they murdered him. They just shot him in his car in front of his child and his wife in the car, murdered him. And since then, what happened was that Google had to reprogram it and not take people through the Cape Flats. Yep. Loretta got lost on Blauberg last year. Blauberg. Blauberg. Yep. Yeah, July 2021 insurrection was a real problem. So let me look for Save South Africa. Come on, there it is. Save South Africa. So here you go. So let me get this to come up here. Whoa, that's not what I want. Whoa, play nice, play nice. So this is these ads for Tai Chi. I get really getting old, man. Okay, that's not the one I want. Where's the zip line? Shoot. There it is. Save South Africa, soaring on the K3 zip line. That's the one I want there. So this is kind of cool. For those of you who haven't seen it before, hope you like this. All right, so this is my video with the oh gosh, what's the name? Tonight I can't think tonight. The camera you put on your helmet for skiers and for skateboarders. Anyway, had that on my head, and then Zipline. This is pretty cool. GoPro. Thank you, Gene. Jeez, John. GoPro. This is my GoPro. It's not really GoPro. GoPros suck. They're not as good as people make them out to be. I'm not impressed with them. Anyway, so here's my GoPro, and yeah, not head cam, it's GoPro. It's a GoPro. All right, here you go. And this was my song, Save South Africa. This is a lot of fun. Check it out. This is fun. There's my shadow. And sky so blue. It seems like I'm going slow, but I'm going like 100 plus kilometers per hour. Look at my shadow to the right, zipping along. Pull my chute. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. Then shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. – 140 to 150 kilometers per hour, folks. 140, 150 kilometers per hour. Yep. Yep. That's how fast I was going down there. And by the way, they gave that to me for free. The owner of the inn that I stay in there, because I've been there a few times, brought them some business, offered, that's his son, I guess, that owns it, offered to do it for me. So I went to Caledon. It was a nice drive to Caledon. It's a little bit long, about 45 minutes from Hermanus, but it was really cool. That is the longest zip line in the world. You reach 140, 150 kilometers per hour. Now, they told me it's a 3.5, 4 minute zip line experience. That was 2 minutes and 30 seconds because I'm tall, streamlined, and I weigh, because of my height, enough that there was enough weight. You heard that pulley going. So you can't really pick up from that. It's like flying a plane. You really can't get a feel for how fast you're going until you get close to ground. By the time I get close to ground, I've already popped my chute and slow down. But I was going 140 kilometers. It was freaking awesome. I got to admit, though, I'm not afraid of heights. But when I got up there and I'm looking like, oh crap, that's a long way from here to there. Woo, took off. Yeah, it's about 85, 90 miles an hour. 100 comments seeing double will need to pay off wine bit. Okay, Karen, what's going on? Lits of aggression daily going shopping around my often hear you whites can wait or pushing and just real rude and mean. Yeah, they're lucky because I'm not there. I wouldn't put up with that crap. I don't have to. Yep. Del Marie said, looks great. Nice gauge jump in the South Coast. Second highest in the world. Had to go twice. I need to do the one that's over the water. Is that one in Mossel Bay? Somebody said something at Mossel Bay or something like that. It's like goes over the ocean. Yeah. Now, that's one I don't want the cable to break. I wouldn't want to fall into the ocean. All that stuff on me. Yeah, so I've done the ziplining experience in Mahalisburg. I've done it in Saris, and now I've done it in Caledon. So, yeah, Mossel Bay. There you go. Maybe Bozell could have a chat with Google to rectify that. Probably a woke lefty decided to do that. Yeah, no, they did that. The Kreuz Monument, they erased. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. So this guys, this last trip was epic in so many ways. Yeah. Yeah, no, Jacob, I said that. Google, because of the murder of the British physician, Google removed the Cape Flats. Philippi, Kailicha, Mitchell's Plains, all been removed from there for routing. Yeah, which is I mean, unless you're in it. So I mean, if you're not in the area and you pick a route, it won't take you through there. It'll take you around it. If you're in the area and you're trying to get out, it still works. At least that's what I've been told. I haven't used it since they removed it. Yep. No, Delbury, it was incredible. That's so I've got that one. Let me see. I've got the videos for. Let me see. So when did I do the Sarah's? The trips start to run together now. I think this it would have been 2023. I think it was. Let me go to look at my 2023 is going to be here. I think in this drive. So let me go to that drive and 2023. That would have been. When the heck was that in 2023? Was it May? I don't think it was May. No, it doesn't look like it was May. No, this is not May. So when was I there? I know, I can look at my mail. That's when I have these trips. There's so many of these trips. Keep track of it. Now, where's my mail? There's my mail. So let's see. South Africa trips. I got, it says May, June 2024, July, August 2023. That's when it was, July, August. So let me take a look at that. July 2023. See if that's where it's at. Okay, that's me running. That's my last 5K. I ran my last 5K in 2023. Since then, no, I can't do it anymore. Not until I get myself fixed. There you go. This is a short one. It's about 6 seconds. This is me. I just made a short video of myself running the 5K. Yes, and I was huffing and puffing because I was basically almost sprinting. That weird sound you heard was a bird in the background. I was almost sprinting because that was towards the end. Let me see. This one might be better. Yeah, that's loud. Yeah, you can see the finish line. So this is me coming to the finish line at the 5K.
Job.
Thanks. Yeah, not my standard, but I was between the adult onset asthma, courtesy of burning oil, wasn't Kuwait, and the hip. That was not easy. So, yep. So that's that. Let me get to. What's this now? Oh yeah, this was pretty cool. This should have been the. This should be, this is the cannon in Cape Town. Should be going off. Very windy there that day.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It's closed now. You can't go see it, but I was able to get in, courtesy of one of my viewers who talked to them about it. So, anyway, I was looking for the Zipline. This is the Netball World Cup. That was kind of cool. So here's netball. I went to the Netball World Cup. That was an epic trip. Netball World Cup. That was pretty awesome. Most people out there had no idea the Netball World Cup was even on. I think Chris Marie's the one that reminded me, are you going to go to it? And I'm like, yeah, I got tickets for it. And it was awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Really enjoyed it. Cape Town. That was a great moment there. Okay, I'm trying to figure out when was this. So it wasn't July. It must have been August then, because that's July. Let's get to August when I did that. It must have been towards late the trip. August 2023. Okay. Oh, there we go. Is that it? Yeah, this is it here. Cool. A few videos of the zipline experience. So let's, so here I am on the zip line. This one's in Sarah's. So here you go, and then I'll play the video. Camouflage trousers on. That was fun. Seemed like a good time to wear them. Okay, so here you go. This is me and Sarah's ziplining. There was nobody there, just me that morning. It was pretty cool. Here we go. I don't know if you saw, but there's frost on that mat. There's frost on that mat. Yeah, I woke up to frost and snow that morning in July. So this is me coming down now. He films me coming down. Here I come.
Nice one.
There we go. And one more here. This one's about 30 seconds long.
Was it fast enough for you?
That's all right. The guy knew what he was doing with the phone. He used my phone. And there's Sarah's. Look at the smoke in the air down there. And here's the next one. Yep. That was cool. So I did that to share it with my audience, because not everybody gets a chance to do this. Not everybody can do these things. So not sure, it might be your connection. Just Google V-Course Monument. The map shows it. Well, it wasn't there for a while, orangutan juice. They may have put it back. Oh, your friend at work. Yeah, the netball is incredible. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for some of the later games, and that's when Sia Khaleesi and a couple of Springboks showed up, and everybody's like all excited. But the crowds weren't there because South Africa wasn't playing anymore. Atlanta Council YouTube channel, Biometrics Africa. What are you talking about there, Kali Senj? Do the swing over Van Staden's in the Ultimate Vic Falls. Yeah, I've never done Vic Falls. I've been to Vic Falls, but I haven't gone off that thing. You can base jump off of it, I think. Yeah, that one's a little shorter, but there's multiple ones. But the one in Mahalisburg is short too, but you go across the ravine, you come back the other side. Yeah, they're okay. But the one that I did in Caledon, baby, that was a long one. That was something else. So then I made some more videos. This is a pass that runs getting down towards Wellington. South Africa is such a beautiful country, wasted on the ANC. No appreciation for nature. Just absolutely wasted on the ANC. By the way, you're seeing some of this footage for the first time. Johan Barnard is leaving. Oh, I'm sorry to bore you, Johan, or do you have to go to work? Here's, see, I'm a frugal person. I don't just blow my money on things. This is what I had. A little Toyota Yaris was my car I had. It was pretty good, actually. It got me around. Got me through the mountains. Had space for my bag. Easy on petrol. But yeah, I don't get carried away. I'm not a Richie Rich, spoiled Richie. Although it'd be nice to have a big SUV, but, you know, it's a little bit beyond my wallet. Can't pull this off if I do that. Okay, this is cool. Here's a nice view when you come over the top of the pass, and you can see out there into the Western Cape. That's just gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful stuff. South Africa, such a beautiful country. Wasted on the unappreciative. Okay, what else we got here? There's another video. What's this one? Oh, this is when I walked. I walked down a ways just to get some better feel for the lay of the land. I'm walking back to my hire. The road is in primo condition here. It's really good. And here it looks like they were building a new rest site. You can hear me breathing because of the asthma. I was not taking the medication. I refused at the time. Stunning road, really well made. This drops down right into Wellington. No, I didn't bungee jump. Oh, did Xavier? Okay, I did. This reminds me of New Mexico. Looks the same. Same sort of vegetation. You can see it's very windy. And Wellington's right down there. I don't think I've shown these to anybody. First time. Looking to see if we got more here. There's Franshoek. Folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa in the Western Cape, where a recent event has led to somewhat of an international controversy. I'm speaking, of course, of the 10th anniversary celebration of a minor opposition party known as the Economic Freedom Fighters, led by a malcontent former African National Congress Youth League leader, Julius Malema. At his recent 10th anniversary gala, he sang a song, a hateful song, which translates to kill the Boer. Boer, of course, being Afrikaans word of Dutch origin, meaning farmer. It's a song used during the liberation struggle to exhort folks to commit violence against minority white South Africans. It's a song that most people's estimation is a very dangerous way to engage with others, yet the South African Equality Court claimed that he was not using so-called hate speech. However, this is a country in which using a mere word can get you in prison as a convicted felon. For instance, the Arabic origin word, which means non-believer, begins with a K, can't say it here in South Africa, will get you incarcerated as a felon and thrown into prison. But you can sing and exhort people to commit violence and murder others based on their ethnicity and get away with it. This controversy has been around for a long time. There have been a killing situation going on here for decades now. Thousands of South African farmers, farm managers, and farm workers have been murdered on South Africa's farms. And here I am in the heart of wine country in the Western Cape, and a place that has seen violence, not this spot, but nearby, as this nonsense continues over the past couple of decades in post-1994 democratic South Africa. A situation which the police don't consider to be a serious threat. The police commissioner, police minister has said that it's not a serious crime threat and has not really tried to address it. But the controversy now is getting some attention. It did a couple of years ago when during the Trump administration, one of Trump's aides gave him some information about these farm attacks, and Trump briefly did a tweet about it, and it kind of blew. Anyway, that was at Zorgvliet, one of my favorite places in South Africa. I love Zorgvliet. Stayed there many, many times, many times. This last trip is the first time I didn't stay there in a while, I think. So, Zorgvliet, there's Simonstown. So this is from my my accommodation in Simonstown. You can see that I could play the role of a CIA spy and spy right there on the naval base at Simonstown. You can see the destroyer or the cruiser in there. Simonstown. Cape Flats off in the distance at the end of False Bay. This is why the Lady R incident was so comical. There's the Drakensberg, if I'm not mistaken, plus one of the cruisers. And this tiny little naval base is what South Africa claims is we can offer this to America. We're not going to have much of a naval presence. You can only put about 3 ships in there. It's comical. It's absolutely comical. Comical. Anyway, and people are trying to make the point that South Africa is valuable to the U.S. It's not. It's helpful, but it's not valuable. So give me a break. Give me a break. And here is at nighttime. I do this from up there. There's Simonstown at night. You can see the road along the edge of the water. It goes around. And there's the Cape Flats off on the right there where the hill ends, the mountain ends. You can see the Cape Flats out there. All that light. Very quiet here. Hear a dog barking. Simonstown. What else we got here? Here's some smelly friends. Smelly, smelly, smelly. Smelly cat? No, smelly jackass penguins. Smelly jackass penguin. Smelly jackass penguin. One of them's got a bad leg back there. He's hopping along. See the one on the left? He's trying to get along. Got a bum leg. Poor guy. Broken leg. Should have gone to a rehabilitation center. See what they could do with it. Yep. Simonstown. Yeah, that was boulders. The clouds are what got my attention here. Filming those clouds is just amazing. This is on the way to Stellenbosch. Yeah, clouds gathered that day for sure. So here's a beer that I had. You might recognize this. Oh boy. Simon's, that's Stellenbosch. Here I am with Barry Hilton and his wife. My cousin, Barry Hilton. And his lovely wife. Went there to watch his son play soccer. Yep. Boy, getting to that place was crazy. It was bumpy, 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 bumpy. All right, here you go. You guys always want to see me drinking something. Here you go. This is the Weizen at the Kopstad Brauhaus. Yeah, baby. Look at that one. A liter of raspberry Weizen. That's some good stuff right there. I could drink that every night. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So, one of my viewers picked me up that night and drove me there from my accommodation so that I could. I can't even remember the accommodation. I remember how to get to it, but I remember what the room was like. Anyway, and then here I am at Canal Walk. Reporting from Canal Walk. This is Chris Wyatt reporting from Cape Town, the mother city in South Africa, where in the last 24 hours, the government of South Africa issued a report which, for the longest time, they said was classified. It's state secrets. What am I talking about? Well, the incident occurred from the 6th to the 8th of December 2022 at the Simonstown Naval Base, located about 40 kilometers south of here, when the Russian-sanctioned freighter, the Lady R, appeared at Simonstown Naval Base after turning off its automated information system, which is the way that... Yep. I'm glad I have these as a record. Reminds me of all the stuff that I talk about. I don't always necessarily remember it. What else we got here? So this is Rondebosch. This is me in Rondebosch. Such a shame. Such a tragedy. This is from Blaubergstrand. Table Mountain, Signal Hill, Lion's Head. I can almost smell the ocean right now. So you're wondering why I have something. I record stock footage, so I have stuff. Yep. This was a plane... the airport. I love this one. Fly South Air. Look what's on the nose cone of the Fly South Air flight. Boca, boca, boca. Very dressed, drives to work, bus every day, experience beautiful scenery, never gets old. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just gorgeous. It's something, if it wasn't for the crime, I would love to experience the same thing on a daily basis. This guy here, I don't know, some fanboy approached me. This was when I got to PE, and this fanboy just, if you guys know who this guy is, let me know, because he's been stalking me. I don't know who he is. He's been stalking me for some time now. He's just some fanboy that I ran across. Now, I smiled. I was being polite because it's a selfie. You got to smile. You got to smile. I mean, so this fanboy, anybody recognize this guy? I don't know who he is. He was following me around in Port Elizabeth. I don't know what it was all about. Just some, he was like, "Oh, you're the greatest ever. I love you, man." I was getting this really gay vibe from him. And, nothing against that. I mean, if you swing on that side of the fence, I have no issue with that. But, I mean, I really, it was a little uncomfortable. He made me feel uncomfortable. It was like a hostile work environment. I don't understand what it was all about. Just, he kept going on about Freddie Mercury. This guy, is in love with Freddie Mercury. I had to break it to him. I'm sorry, my friend, but I don't know if you know this, but Freddie died 30 years ago. He almost broke into tears. I mean, he's like, but I love Queen. I'm like, that was like 1985, man. So I don't know. If you guys know that fanboy, just let me know. He's not dangerous. He's not dangerous. I mean, he might be a little squirrely, but he's not dangerous. He's not dangerous. I thought I'd share that with you. I mean, you have a right to know. I mean, the challenges I put up with, it's really, it can be difficult, it's just, people have a right to know. I'm just saying, just saying. So, then I met this really cool band. I think they're part of a political party. This was, in Uitenhage. They're part of some political party, and they're really nice people, but they're like into the Smurfs. They really love this blue color. I didn't really figure them out, man. So they really love Smurfs. I mean, maybe you guys know who they are. If this is in Uitenhage, it was nice to go there. I mean, but I mean, they're pretty good. They've got a good rhythm going here. But I mean, I don't know. They're not a cult, but they were kind of cool, and I think they're into Smurfs. I really like Smurfs. Anyway, they were kind of cool, but I mean, they're like really into Smurfs, man. I don't know what the Smurf thing was. Just like the blue color. So they were kind of cool. So here they are. And the stalker, I mean, guys, I just got to warn you, the stalker shows up again. So I caught him later on. He was following me around. I positioned myself to cover the parade, and he showed up again. So, I mean, look, he's a real fanboy, man. I'm telling you. This guy is a super fanboy. There he is. He's on top of the bucky. Look, there he is. See? See, look. See, look. He's looking for me. I told you, man. He's a fanboy. These kids tried. I got to give them credit. And there's Andrew Whitfield right there in the middle. If you're wondering why so many women are there, it was Women's Day. It was International Women's Day, the day that I was there. So, yeah. Doretha says, hey, 99 Rand for a cup of coffee. Still waiting. Kids at last two, the family to leave if we're successful. I think it'll probably go successful with Doretha. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. So hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. So. It's not hard for me to listen to. It's people trying to enjoy things. So yeah, that was interesting. Pretty cool. And then what's this one here? Greetings from Port Elizabeth, folks. This is Chris in the Eastern Cape. This video is in response to the bile that's been spewed about across social media and in the captured media. And I make an appeal to South Africans, black, white, brown, Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaner, Portuguese, German, English, Tshwane, Basotho, all South Africans, Khoisan, all of you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. There are evil forces at work here. Yes, that's right, evil people whose intention is to bifurcate this society and divide it on race. There are people seeking to stoke racial hatred on a daily basis, whether it's singing songs that aren't liberation songs. And even if it was a liberation song, the liberation struggle ended over 30 years ago. It's unreasonable to continue that bile and garbage today, singing songs about hatred and hating people and murdering people. Why would anybody in the right mind do that? These very same people, the ones running around tearing down statues, complaining about the historic past and how that was bigoted and racist. but they don't see the hypocrisy of singing a song that today they sing to call for the murder. Statues don't call for the murder, they simply mark history. Don't fall for it, folks. Don't fall for it. It's absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. And it's on all sides. Today I read an op-ed piece in News 24 by Melanie Vervoort. And the taxi strike in Cape Town, she finds racism. Really? Where were you, Melanie Vervoort, the liberal white savior champion for the downtrodden black and brown masses of Cape Town before this strike took place? Those forced to rely on combis and the taxi industry instead of public transportation, which has just virtually disappeared courtesy of ANC malfeasance and malgovernance over the past 30 years. Where were you? And for all the idiots and racists that you find on social media who comment on this and tell people, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you have chest pains? No, nobody has chest pains. We just don't like bigots and racists, whether they're brown, white, or black. Stop your horse manure, grow up, and stop being children. Somebody should have spanked you as a minor so you learn discipline and respect for human life and others, human dignity. Since Julius Malema's ridiculous singing of that hateful song at his 10th anniversary gala, the number of farm attacks and rural attacks in this country have been stepped up. Mostly elderly South Africans beaten, assaulted, and murdered on farms and in rural communities across this country. Gender-based violence continues unabated. Where is Melanie Vervoort on that topic? And I'm not just picking on Melanie Vervoort, folks. We could talk about Juju, Julius Malema. We could talk about all the hateful people and the shameful things they say to divide South Africans. This is an absolutely amazing country with amazing topography, rich in natural resources, rich in agricultural resources, even though only 13% of the land, 12% of the land is actually arable. A country rich in culture, history, language, faith, a diverse cornucopia of peoples, all going to shit courtesy of racist bigots of all stripes on both ends of the political spectrum. Stop it. And by the way, you idiots doing this in America, you need to stop it too. These people are trying to stoke a race war and get South Africans to turn on each other. Don't fall for it, folks. It's not worth your time, and it's certainly not worth the nonsense that they spew. Take care, folks. God bless from the Eastern Cape. Yeah, that was. Oh no, I've been exposing these people for years. That's why they hate me so much and they target me. So here I am with the former mayor of. So it's windy, but you're a hometown boy. So you grew up here, so you know the town, and this is, I guess, it's in your blood to be here.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, the city has got tremendous potential. We actually a motor manufacturing hub with a lot of motoring manufacturing businesses here. VWSA is situated here. Isuzu is here. General Motors used to be here.
Retief Odendaal. It was a fantastic interview. I've seen him a couple of times now. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, what's this one? The violent Cape Town taxi strike has finally ended. Ended late in the evening on the 10th of August 2023. Western Cape Premier Alan Winde announcing that on a Twitter feed. And apparently Santaco, the taxi association, jumped the gun and announced it prior to that. So what came of this? Well, in the end, nothing. The city's proposed terms, apparently, according to Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis, the Democratic Alliance, are exactly the same they were 8 days prior, before a British tourist, 40-year-old doctor, murdered, shot to death in Nyanga. A employee at the airport working for Mug and Bean, murdered, shot for taking people back to and from work. Tourists harassed, terrorism action, stolen vehicles, Netball World Cup ongoing as teams try to leave the country, and this garbage was going on. Who won? Not the taxi industry. Did the city win? From a standpoint that they stood down the taxi industry, one could argue they did win. But the city's law enforcement's abysmal response to this crisis really mitigates any win that the city might claim. Law enforcement was no... Hey, thankfully, that sagging eye that I had then is gone. I don't know what was going on then. That was really... I must have had much sleep or something. But that was going on for a while. So, what else we got here? So this morning I thought that I would take a moment to refute the narrative that Jacob Zuma's a Zulu. It turns out Jacob Zuma is not Zulu. Yeah, who knew it? He's actually Get this, folks. Jacob Zuma is Irish. That's right. Jay-Z is Irish. What do you mean he's Irish? Oh, how else do you explain his luck of the Irish? I'll tell you what an amazing coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that the Minister of Injustice, Ronnie Lamola, announces the commutation and clemency for 9,600 non-violent offenders, releasing nearly 10,000 criminals back onto South Africa Street the same day that Jacob Zuma is to report to the escort prison to complete the sentence he skipped out on some time ago. So Jay-Z is, in fact, not a Zulu, but an Irishman. Hey, Shana Begara, the luck of the Irish. Yeah, a little bit cheeky on my part. That's when they pardoned, Ronnie Lamola pardoned 10,000 criminals to let Jacob Zuma out of prison. Remember that? That was in Amasymtoti, in case you're wondering. Amasymtoti. And then I went to Howick. Let's see if I've got something from Howick here. I don't think I recorded any video from Howick. Oh, here we go. I got the waterfalls. So this is the Howick Falls. God's waiting room. So that's the falls in Howick, which is called God's waiting room because it's such an elderly population waiting for people to die, I guess. Here are my friends from Howick. Founder of the Drakensberg Choir, right there, John Tungay and his lovely wife. That's at their house. John is now in his 90s. John Tungay, great guy. Yep, 89 years old, driving 150 kilometers an hour on the highway. Scared the bejesus out of me. He was driving. Yeah. Okay, where's this at now? Most is back in Durban, okay. Welcome back once again, folks. This is Chris Wyatt reporting, and this time from Amasymtoti in KwaZulu-Natal. And the question after the Daily Mavericks blockbuster report that came out this morning is, will the ANC's Russian mistress bite them in the backside? Will its love affair with the Lady R result in some sort of change here in South Africa? It remains to be seen, but what can be said about this situation, ladies and gentlemen, is that this government is opaque, not transparent, and has not been forthcoming to South Africans or to the world since December 6th to December 8th of 2022, when the Russian cargo ship Lady R docked at Simonstown. Strangely, it turned off. People forget. I don't forget. I do not forget. So here I am. This is an Amasymtoti at the mall. They had an ice rink inside. They don't have a Zamboni, so the ice was very hard to skate on. Full of ruts.
You're pointing me.
It's very hard to skate on that ice. It was all torn up. But I had not skated probably in 15 or 20 years when I went ice skating there.
There you go.
I'd been ice skating for about 4 minutes when that video was recorded, after about 15 years of not ice skating. With my hip. With my hip. Durban. Well, yeah, especially, Dirk, given how badly the ice was maintained, it was wicked. I mean, even professional skaters would have been frustrated by that. Yep. It was wicked. Okay. Hello, folks. This is Chris Wyatt reporting from Emperor's Palace in Kempton Park, near the OR Tambo Airport in Johannesburg, South Africa, on the National Convention, an event being put together by several opposition parties, smaller parties in South Africa, hoping to form, as John Steenhuisen called it, a moonshot pact to unseat the African National Congress in the 2024 national elections by forming a coalition. They're here hammering out details about how this coalition potentially could work and what roles each party will have in it, and I suppose what their campaign standard will be. The delegates are facing a moratorium today, not able to speak to the media. However, Professor Gumeda, who is the chair of this conference, will be speaking to the media shortly. We'll cover that, as well as later in the day, he'll be giving a wrap-up of today's events that can be shared with the public. But for now, no... So people that say that I'm on holiday, you can see that I'm constantly filming things and producing content for folks. Yeah, so let's see. Hello, folks. This is Chris reporting once again for Emperor's Palace at Kempton Park in Johannesburg, near the site of the OR Tambo International Airport. An update on the multi-party charter for South Africa, or MCSA, as journalists are now starting to call it, the MCSA. This is an agreement between 7 opposition parties, including the largest opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, the Inkatha Freedom Party, the Freedom Front Plus, Action SA, and a host of other smaller groups, including the United Independent Movement. That was a 5-minute video, so I'm not going to make you sit through all that. That was next to my lodging. What else we got here? Folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. I'm here with the leader of the Democratic Alliance, John Steenhuisen. John, it's a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you this evening.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Great to be with you.
It's, congratulations to you. You came up... Did you see that? That wasn't genuine. Look at that snarky look in his face. Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you, too. Watch this. He's obviously annoyed that he has to talk to me. All of 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Steenhuisen, John, it's a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you this evening.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Great to be with you.
It's, congratulations to you. You came up with an idea, your party, yourself, for this Moonshot Pact, which is translated into something quite substantive tonight.
Yeah, of course, and it's great that it's got here. When there were many naysayers who said it would never happen, that many people said many of these parties wouldn't be able to end up around the same table. But here we are with the signed agreement and some momentum, and I think it's going to go forward very, very nicely into the future. And obviously, we'll add some more heft and parties to it, and grow it, and make sure we can get that majority of 50% plus one.
Well, Professor Gumeda said that in the negotiations there were some contentious points, but what we saw out here were 7 parties that seem united in a vision, a statement, and values going forward.
Yeah, I think that once you get around a negotiating table, you can find that there's much more that unites you than divides.
So that was my only interview with John Steenhuisen, all about 2 minutes and 28 seconds. He obviously didn't want to talk to me. Folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. I'm here at Emperor's Palace with Neil de Beer, the leader of the UIM. Well, let me ask you this question, Neil. Very interesting. Professor Gumeda talked a lot about the challenges and some of the contentious points, but what I saw up on stage was 7 parties that seem to have agreed on a vision, a plan to go forward, and key tenets of what you hope to achieve.
It's called language, and I'm not talking about English or Afrikaans. We have to create our own language. I remember in the military days, we created our own language. In politics, you must have a language. What we've got here is, unbelievably, in 2 days, we are speaking the same language. Our biggest challenge is to lose that language, and I think you will know. Rest in peace, Neil de Beer. By the way, I had credentials for that event because Neil de Beer, the DA, ignored me. And they were treated fairly and given good press coverage. Thank you for, I did read him correctly. I complimented him, and he got the smelly turd smell away from his nose so I could do an interview. See, that's what a professional does. You deal with things that way. So, yeah, Loretta, I saw you. What do you mean pretty urgent? You want me to look at it right now like I'm going to be able to fix something this hour? Okay. Okay. I hope they will too. Okay, I've read it. It's not like you want any action from me, Loretta. I just read your message. They should be able to. You just explain to them the circumstances. You had to travel to get there and you weren't able to print it. Okay. If you've got the answers written down, I'm sure they'll see you made a good faith effort at it. Okay.
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it, okay? I'm not sure what you wanted me to do there. There's nothing I can do other than reassure you. Philip Holtz, you guys quit using the African version. Borrow is when you take something from somebody. May I borrow your shovel? May I borrow your wheelie bin? When I lend something, you guys are just like the Africans. You white South Africans are no different than Xhosa, no different than Zulu, no different than the Tshwane, no different than the Yoruba people and the Liberians who all say, did you borrow? Can I borrow? No. You're using the verb incorrectly. Borrow is to get from someone. Lend is to give to someone, okay? Loretta didn't pay anything. What are you talking about? All right, so that's that one. Okay, got a couple more here. Here's Herman Mashaba. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. This is Chris at Emperor's Palace with the leader of Action SA. That's one, Herman Mashaba. First off, I want to say congratulations on what seems to be quite a successful 2 days.
Well, I think it's, without any doubt, it exceeded my own personal expectations. I was really very nervous because this project was really necessary because South Africa has entered an era of coalition. So anyone who's going to refuse to accept this, you'll be fooling yourselves. And I think we, as South Africans, have had experience at local government level.
So this was my interaction with Herman Mashaba. I thought he was a reasonable, decent person, not someone who went off his rocker until I saw his Twitter this year. Also, they were in agreement with the Democratic Alliance, and then all they've done since 2024 election is carp against the Democratic Alliance, and Michael Beaumont is doing it again today. They don't complain about the ANC. They complain about the Democratic Alliance all the time. It's obvious that the leadership of the Action SA party is simply people whose feelings are hurt because they didn't rise to the top levels of the DA. There you go. That's what it is. I mean, it's the truth. And here is one of my favorite interviews, Velenkosi Hlabisa from the Inkatha Freedom Party. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. I'm here at Emperor's Palace once again, this time with the leader of the Inkatha Freedom Party, the President Hlabisa. It's a pleasure to finally, after talking to you long distance, 6,000 miles away, to make your acquaintance in person.
Thank you very much, Chris, to physically talk to you in person.
No, it's a different experience here. So what I want to say first off, out of the gate, before I ask you any questions, is congratulations. I mean, this event may be a seminal point in South African history. Maybe like CODESA was in '94. Maybe not as big as that, but maybe it is. What do you think of that?
Indeed. The past 2 days will remain in the history of our country as a milestone.
Some people don't like him. I have no problems with Velenkosi Hlabisa. Also, a man who's always given me his time. Every time I ask you an interview, I've got an interview with him. Never had a problem. So here we go. Hello, folks, and welcome back once again to Chris Wyatt Reports. This is Colonel Chris Wyatt in Pretoria, or Tshwane, the metropolitan area, and I'm here with the mayor of the metropolitan. That is, now this is where I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to butcher this. We've been on a panel together in the past in the Western Cape, so my apologies in advance, but when you use two surnames, it's always a challenge for us non-Afrikaans speakers. So, Cilliers Brink, what did I get wrong?
Perfect. No, it's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yes.
All right, well, that's rare. Anyway, well, thank you very much. Listen, you made an appearance today, and you talk about a number of things here, challenges you're facing. First off, I want to ask you this question. Are you crazy? What I mean is, you were doing some really interesting things, and you took on a job that seems really thankless and almost impossible. I mean it tongue-in-cheek. You're not really crazy, but you took on a challenge that most people would walk away from.
Absolutely, but I think it's important that, there's some Apple slogan that goes, crazy people change the world. Now, I don't want to be a Steve Jobs lookalike, but you do need ambition in politics, and if you're ambitious, you take on difficult projects that are that you feel deep, that you care deeply about. And I care about this place. This is my town. This is where I met my wife. This is where I have my most of my relationships, my friendships. I want this place to succeed, but also politically, the Tshwane Metro has got two of the conditions for a successful coalition. We've got a majority in the council, paper thin, 2, and we've got a cohesive group of parties and people of integrity.
Action SA stabbed this man in the back repeatedly and then lied about him. I'm not defending him or supporting him. I'm just saying that they did that, and people run their mouth about him, but things are no better. So I did some pretty cool stuff there. That was, of course, in Tshwane, so I'm making my way around the country. And of course, I think I've showed you some of these videos the other night. Franscois van Coke. Franscois van Coke. That was pretty cool. And here is Grandeur, however you guys want to say it.
They say, oh my gosh, I see the way you shine. Take my hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know the stop.
Don't want to get a copyright claim for that. It's my recording, but you still get a copyright claim for it, no doubt. Yep, it was kind of fun. The problem is I want to hear a lot of Afrikaans, and I was hearing a lot of, other stuff, so. Andre. What was she mad about on Jacaranda Radio? What was it about? I didn't see that. So they're doing American songs there now. Yep, that's not what I went for. It was a little disappointing, to say the least. A little disappointing, folks. So I got a lot of pictures of that. Then here's my interview in...
Hello again,
Northwest.
folks. This is Chris in Northwest Province with the Forum for Democrats in a local informal settlement. And when I say local, that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, it was a dusty ride to get here. It took quite a while, but I'm surprised this is still part of the municipality all the way out here as far as it is from Zeerust. But we're going to have a little help today because my Tshwane, of course, that's the other side of the border here at Tshwane, but my Tshwane is a little rusty, so I'm going to get some help here. And I'll just have her introduce everyone. So tell us who you are and your role in the party, and then the nice lady we're meeting with.
Thank you, Chris. My name is Lerato Morbanto. I'm the legal personnel.
Wait. That name sounds familiar. Morbanto.
Yes.
I know her husband.
Yes. I'm dealing with the legal department, legal things. I'm in the party. That's my portfolio within the party. Yes.
Okay.
And the lady over here is Mematha. She's from this village, the locality Ritflay. She has been staying here for years and years now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask her the question and then give her a chance. I'll say it in English and then you can translate it and then I'll go to her. Okay.
Yes,
and when she responds, I'll come back to you for the translation.
No problem.
Otherwise, it's musical chairs with the microphone back and forth. But anyway, folks, hang tight. Here we go. All right. So if you could have her just introduce herself to us in Tshwane and tell us how long she's lived here. Okay.
Okay. Mematha. Ra go tlhoka gore o re bolelle gore ko wena mang leina le sefane le gore o ntse fana sebaka se se kana kang o bua fela ka Setswana o repile
ya re mos ya no ga ke sa tlhole ke lebetse nna mos
bua fela le
ke Marta Mokhosi
o ntse fana sebaka se se kana kang
go fana o ka re ai nna ke lebetse go fa re di jara re nna teng ya nna gore
is it 80s or 90s
kware pele ga 90s.
Yes. Her name is Marta. She has been staying here way before the 90s, so around the 80s. She's been staying in this area.
So since the 1980s, this informal settlement has existed, and we've walked around. I've seen some outdoor privies that have been put in that looks like they've got numbers on them, so it looks like some government did it. And all I've seen is some water tanks here, but I really haven't seen much of any other development here. There's no streetlights, there's no paved roads, there's no shops here other than one little tuck shop. Has it been like this the whole time? I think the answer is yes. So I guess the question for her is, has it always been like this, and have people been left to their own?
Yes. Bontse re tsamaya mona re bone gore go ntse jang. Re bone gore ke tuck shop nyana ile ngwe fela, re bone gore ga gona sepe ntle le go kgwaritsa mo mabating maina a matlo. Ya no mpotso ke gore is khale go ntse jana, if khale go ntse jana gona le any a gona le sengwe se se leng gore ke ditlhabologo tse di kileng di nna e se le go tloga le nnafa.
ga ise be re kry ditlhabologo ke gona ela nna ke bone tsone di-toilet tse fela ke tsone ditlhabologo
Di tlile le di-toilet.
ga ke tso di tsene nako mang
There has not been any development in this area. The only thing that they saw is just the toilets.
And the toilets are, they were outdoor privies, so they're long drops. Yep. So that was in Rietvlei, south of Zeerust. Yep, with the Forum for Democrats who took me there. And here I am with my friend Herman Ruas. This is back in Centurion. He had a conference, an agriculture conference, and I rushed off to see him. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with him that day. There he is. So he made a few minutes for me. It's very kind of him. It was a little bit out of my way, but it was always good to go see Herman. So Herman is a great guy. Here I'm at Soultech. I'm sure that gives the EFF chest pains. All these whiteys doing manual labor and doing blue collar work probably scares the hell out of them. They wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't know what to do. Her and the black lady got into a huge argument, especially when she called DA so corrupt that it's not just as corrupt as ANC. I don't know the DA is corrupt, but I do question their decision making. That's for sure. Okay. Here I am with the conscious caracal. Someone else is getting a picture behind me. Ernst Rhodes is taking a picture of someone. If you look at this is funny. So someone took a picture of Ernst van Sale and I, and looked to the left, to our left, your right. There's Ernst Rhodes taking a picture of the guy from Hungary. Janos from Hungary also was there. So it was pretty cool. So Soultech. That was my second visit to Soultech.
Hey folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. This is Chris on the campus of Soultech, the school here that Solidarity has set up in Gauteng. It's a pleasure to have you back once again. And my guest is none other than from AfriForum, Ernst Rhodes. Ernst, hoe gaan dit?
Dit gaan baie goed, baie dankie.
All right, excellent. So let's get into it. Some events happened the past few weeks, which we're all aware of. The latest iteration of the Julius Malema's rantings. He had his 10th anniversary gala for the Economic Freedom Fighters, in which he sang his so-called struggle song once again. And that set off a lot of people. In fact, even Elon Musk tweeted about this, and briefly it made the international headlines in a lot of U.S. newspapers. Any thoughts on the singing and what happened with 92,000 people at FNB Stadium?
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot that could be said about it. The one thing is that just from a legal perspective, we believe that it was unlawful because there's a court case pending. We're going to be in court in September. But other than the legal battle, it's good to see so many people speaking out about this. People like Elon Musk. I mean, you've been speaking out about this for years now.
Yes, I have been speaking out for years. Thank you, Ernst. I'm going to have Ernst on the program again sometime soon. That's the plan anyway, but I hadn't heard back from him. He's pretty busy with his Lex Libertas. Soultech, it's a technical school. It's like a VOTech school. And so they're learning. That's education. So I don't know what they're using the mill for, but they're learning how to use a mill. That's what that's about. That's the point. So that was Ernst Rhodes. Then I went to academia, and then I went to the BRICS Summit, and I cover the BRICS Summit. So here we go from the BRICS Summit.
Hello, folks. It's Chris Wyatt at the BRICS Convention in Sandton City, Johannesburg. An odd conglomeration of countries that started out as an acronym back in 2001 by a Goldman Sachs analyst who was trying to describe the emerging economies of the 21st century. And he talked about Brazil, Russia, India, and China. A few years later, South Africa was invited to join and became BRICS. And here we are, the 15th summit of BRICS, many years later. This is a grouping that doesn't have a formal treaty as such, but is seeking to become a counterweight in the global economic order against the established order, in particular, the developed West. This morning started off with a business summit, and it's progressed pretty well, although interesting part of the conversation.
So, accredited journalist at the BRICS event. Yes, Dirk, Tennessee is awesome, particularly East Tennessee. Much better than West Tennessee. I like Tennessee a lot. And it doesn't have income tax. So here I am with another friend of mine. This would be Mark Oppenheimer. And this was actually at the convention center. Saw him outside there. There we go. It's Mark Oppenheimer. Always an interesting guy to be with. Okay. Okay, and this is at the convention center. Modi came. Narendra Modi showed up there. So you can see I was pretty darn close to Narendra Modi. He's probably like, what's the white guy doing here? So yeah, that was Mark Oppenheimer and I were meeting there. So, and yep, it was pretty cool. The BRICS Summit. So then I went to Eintracht, and this is with Devin Hofmeyer and his girlfriend. It's cool. Steve took me there. Whoops, Steve took me there. What's going on here? Doesn't want to exit now. What's the deal here? Steve Hofmeyer took me there. That's pretty cool. And then and I flew back. Where did it go? Here's nice in-flight and something. Yep, so that was coming into Cape Town.
From 8 different political parties. No, not the ANC and not the EFF. I won't interview the EFF. I don't interview race hustlers. And I would interview the ANC, but they don't answer the phone because they feel they're comfortable. They don't have to. But 8 parties, and I interviewed the leaders of 6 of those parties. And I tried to exhort and encourage South Africans to go to the poll because your vote matters. The story I told folks from 2020 to 2021 election, November 2021, is that if the Democratic Alliance had retained the same number of voters in 2021 that they received 2016 that they received in 2011, they would have run Nelson Mandela Bay outright. There never would have been a coalition in Nelson Mandela Bay, and we wouldn't have seen the shenanigans of like everybody gets treated equal, but we have to right historical wrongs.
Some are more equal than others. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So especially if they're caters, that's who's the most equal. So, the ANC, in my view, again, my view. So this is me speaking at the Reformation Society in Rondebosch. Yep. And here I am with Franscois van Coke. Hey folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. This is Chris Lott. And this is ironic. I'm at Boston Coffee, which was the last place I was in Cape Town before I went to Gauteng in February. And you heard of this guy before? You might have heard of him, Franscois van Coke. Franscois,
Chris. Very nice to meet you, man. So you've been here before?
Oh, yeah, it was ironic. The last time I was in Cape Town, a couple of my viewers said, hey, I was over eating in a restaurant on Tygerberg. Okay. And my viewer said, I really like you to meet my fiancée. And okay, but she couldn't come. And we had a little bit of time. I had to get to the airport to fly to Joburg. And what happened was we drove over to meet her, but then the time was short, and I said, we're going to get lunch. I said, can we just get a coffee or something? And they said, sure. So I followed them, like, where are we going? We pull in here. And this is where we came. I had a milkshake, and I was sitting at that table, and at this table right here, I was talking. This happens to you all the time. You're a famous musician, but I'm a sort of a journalist, and but in South Africa, apparently, I'm pretty well known. Nice. So this is a good example of it. I was sitting here, and we were talking, and I was telling people about how I got recognized in Muibaga, and it's a crazy story. And then at Tygerberg Valley, how I recognized. And then the table right there, the guy leans in and says, you're that American colonel. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, so it's ironic. So when I saw this Boston Coffee, I'm like, I can find that place.
Nice one. Yeah. I don't know if you, there's a bunch of streets here, American presidents' names.
I saw that, I saw that. But we don't see any Trump streets yet.
No, not
probably not in the near future, but anyway.
Build another street for him.
Oh, there we go. Well, we could use some new streets around here. But Belleville, so Franscois van Coke, not your original surname. You had to change that at some point. We can get into that if you want. But you want to talk about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my real name is Badenhorst.
That sounds very German.
It is German, yeah. It's from a town called Badenhorst in Germany. That's all I really know. And when I started kind of playing music and it became like a public thing, it was with Fuck Off Politica. That's like 20 years ago now.
That's what it sounds like, isn't it?
Yeah, Fuck Off Politica, Fuck Off Politica.
Exactly. For the global audience, the English speakers, that's what it means.
Yeah. So when we started...
were you a rebel? I mean, where did that come in? That's like... Yeah. That doesn't sound like your Earth, Wind and Fire,
Yeah, I think when... obviously, we grew up in a very conservative kind of South Africa.
Your father's a minister?
Yes, yeah. So
that was probably a shocker.
Yes, yeah. So for us, it was like kind of a bit of a rebellion to kind of everything that we grew up with, So when that thing came out, there was an article in the newspaper. Our Afrikaans newspaper is called Die Burger.
Yeah.
And my name was listed as Franscois Badenhorst. And at that time, I was already out of the house, but my dad was still obviously he was actually a minister up until a couple of months ago. He
recently retired finally.
Recently retired, yeah. So they got a bunch of phone calls about their son being in this controversial.
What time frame are we talking about? What year was this?
2003.
Oh, okay.
This must be early 2004.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had this running joke about a guy called Van Coke, like a Johan Van Coke or whatever.
As in Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, because there was a Coca-Cola manufacturing place in Vredendal up the coast here. So this is an old joke that we had, Johan Van Coke, so funny, ha ha ha. So after the people found our house complaining about me being in this band, my mom asked me, can you please just not use your name in the media anymore? And in the interview I just said my name is Franscois van Coke now, and that was April 2004. So I've been Van Coke since.
Funny story, yeah. Nice guy, nice guy. I haven't had a chance to re-interview him here. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but yeah. So here we are. Got a nice photo there. Yeah, I enjoyed his. I went to his concert first, and then I got through the interview. This was pretty cool. This was in Boston. Yeah, no, I've met some pretty well-known, famous South Africans. That's for darn sure. You've just seen a handful of them here on this program, and there's a lot more. So here I am with another friend of mine, whom I've had lunch and had coffee with a few times, and that's Skulk Brits, Springbok. Skulk Brits. So, what a great guy that guy is. He's really affable and personable. Really so great to see him get that that second World Cup in Japan. That was incredible. Really enjoyed that. So, yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So I was at the airport leaving to come back to the States, and I was recognized by these folks. And he asked me if I could take a photograph. That was pretty cool. So we had a selfie taken. Nice guy and his son there. Yeah. I love color, folks. Good people. And they like me. Most, not all of them, I'm sure, but plenty of them do. All right. Started getting, what's this? Involved in politics a few years ago and do it, enjoy it, always hope for, okay. The problem is that more than half of people say they just do not vote. That's true. Only 31% show up for the election. What have I missed here? Well, I pulled up a bunch of news. I'll save it for tomorrow. Or later today, I should say. Well, tomorrow. It's still tomorrow yet. Recently found Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee's pretty awesome. And Soultech's pretty cool. So, yeah. Yep. Oh, Xavier. Yeah, that's just scratching the surface. That's one of my 5 or 6 trips to South Africa since this thing, it's crazy. And I try to do something different every time and go different places. I still have places I need to go to and go back to. Yep. I need to go to Nelspruit. I need to get to Petersburg. I need to get to Oranje. These are places I haven't been to. Yep. Anyway. Yes, Elna, I do have wonderful memories of South Africa. And it goes back 30 years, It goes back a long time ago. So, yep, I have wonderful memories of many places. I try to make the most of life. You never know. Life can pass you by, so make the most of it. And that's what I try to do. Excuse me. Yep. So, yeah, I'm a man of letters. I'm a man of travel. A cultured individual who doesn't mind throwing the F-bomb out when it's appropriate. Chaos Juggler, you're back. How's it going, man? Who are the 3 most famous? Us. Well, I met a lot of you all, folks. I mean, again, this last trip probably will never outdo that. At least 164 times that I recall, someone came up to me in the course of my travel and said, "Hey, Colonel Wyatt, hey, Chris, nice to meet you. Can we get a selfie," sort of thing. Yeah, it's going to be hard to top that on another trip. Yep. So it's very heartwarming. It really is. Yikes. Yeah, lots of famous people. So, and that's just one trip. So many of these trips. Now, here is the moon from South Africa. Check this out. I took this photo in South Africa with my mobile phone. This is the moon in South Africa. It's amazing the photos that my camera can take on my phone. Really something else. It's from my mobile phone, yeah, S21, this phone right here. In fact, I wonder if I took a recent photograph of the moon. I think I did. Let me see. Hang on a second. I have a lot of pictures on here, I don't think. What have we got? I don't know if that's 1600. I guess it's a little more than I thought. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Here's one. I just took this from my front yard just recently. Yep, red moon. And here it is. This is the picture I took of it. You can see it, the moon in the upper corner there. See that? The camera doesn't do it justice. That's actually purple. You can see the little spot there. That's the moon. Yep. Yep. There it is. You can see it a little bit bigger there. I like the different bands of colors, purple and such. Yep. Yeah, I get some really good pictures here. That's from my front yard. Oh, I'm sorry, not from my front. That was from the church for the election. That's where that was at. Yeah. So this is the crowd, 62,000 in Chicago for the All Blacks in Ireland. It was incredible. This phone is now 5 years old, and this is the quality it took 5 years ago, and it still takes. This is the one I broke the damn screen on. I had to fix it. So, yep. How's this for a serious look? I think some Hollywood star. Yeah, this I don't want to replace this phone because sometimes you get something new and it's not better, it's worse. Yep. What the hell's that? Oh. So. Yeah, come on, stop that. There we go. Pictures will fall on here. What's this? Oh, that was the Farmers Fair parade. What's this? Oh, I know what that is. Okay, that was in Idaho. Oh, check out the sunrise. I think I showed you guys these sunrises before. Just incredible. That was in Idaho in the morning. Sunrise in Idaho. Those fields are full of potatoes, man. Full of potatoes. Yep. That's the hotel I stayed at in Sun Valley, Ketchum. It's like an Austrian lodge, ski lodge. Now this is the Starbucks. Check this out. That's the Starbucks in Ketchum. It's one of the most famous Starbucks in the world. It's gorgeous. But I can't have a Frappuccino. I have to wait. Arctic's not here. Shh, let me get one. No, I can't have one till December. So here are the streets of Ketchum, Idaho. Quaking aspen. The yellow trees are quaking aspen. And here you can see some of the ski runs off the mountain there. See where the ski slopes are? Yeah, it was amazing. And so CakeNet paid to fly me out there. So there's another picture inside the Starbucks. Really cool Starbucks. I enjoyed that Frappuccino, by the way, quite a bit. Anyway, yep. Some of these I've showed you from here on, so we'll stop there. Anyway, just stunning stuff out there. This is check out the hills there. That's just gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, that's enough of that for now. Yep. Well, you make the most of life, guys. It'll pass you by. You might as well get that something. The trees, the colors. Yeah, and it's amazing. It was the best time of the year to go. I mean, I don't think CakeNet knew that, but it was the best time of year to go. I left there, and like 3 days later, they had a couple feet of snow. Yeah, the mountains are stunning, Charles. Now you know why I love Wyoming. That's Idaho, Wyoming area. Absolutely love it out there. I was looking at Honor cell phone, but told not to buy any. Motorola has a phone with big memory. Motorola are fine. Yeah, Motorola are good phones. Yeah, or good phones. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, you can get them a lot less expensive. So, but even 33% less savior. Some people can't afford Samsungs. Even though I have a little bit of money, I bought this on a plan, so I paid off like $30 a month until it was paid off. But it's been paid off for 3 years, so I've got to be close to 1 million photographs on that now. Yep. PRM email and statement of interest. Requested about 2 weeks ago now, waiting patiently. All right, Kayla Struggler, hang in there. All right. Okay, so I didn't make any more videos because I was tired of making videos here for the day. I was so busy. And my latest videos are not performing well. Not performing well. But the one is close to 80,000 now. Hopefully it'll pick up again this morning so I can get to 100,000 views on it. Doesn't look promising. 579. It's picked up a little bit from last night, but yesterday at 9 p.m. it was 233. Today at 9 p.m. it was 292. Okay, that's good. Maybe, but that's not a good indicator. So we got to see as the morning arises. It's still during the week. So Thursday morning, maybe I get lucky. It's at 79,000. Maybe I can get to 100,000 that video. Be cool. I haven't had 100,000 in a while. So, yeah, Wyoming's amazing. Hey, Daniel, what's up? Yeah, no, Dogzilla, no doubt you have winter snow there. Yep. I am from 115,000 subscribers, 20 subscribers for 115,000. But guys, I hit 100,000 on June 4th. July, August, September, October, November. 5 months, and I've only gained 14,900 subscribers in 5 months. That's about 3,000 a month. Yep. Yeah, it's slow going. Yeah, it's because my content is hidden, you know. So, I mean, if Ronaldo can get 200,000 subscribers, why can't I? Yeah, I don't know why you buy a phone there unless you absolutely need one. So, Henry Swanepoel, what's going on, man? Manny from Ryan says, "Wow, stunning they are." Oh, because he strips. He does stripper chats. What's with this collar? It should be up here. My collar's hanging down. Okay, maybe that's why I don't do it. Well, you're right, Xavier. Not a lot of people appreciate truth. That's true. I forgot about that. Ronaldo did get a big boost after going to Freedom Front Plus. I hadn't thought about that. Well, I can't join the Freedom Front Plus. There's no value in it for me, and I wouldn't be objective. I can't report objectively. So, yep. Anyway, that's why I'm the reason why I'm not a member of AfriForum. I mean, like, no one can accuse me of shilling for them. I'm not a member of them. So let me see how we're doing the viewers today. We picked up slightly tonight, 2,800, 2,700. So yesterday I was getting 10,000 for over 10,000 4 consecutive hours, and over 7,000 for like 10 hours. That was pretty cool. Did very well yesterday. So, yep. But that's because that one video, I think. Let me see how my last short did. Well, not the last one. The one about the asylum case stopped at 25,000. So, the shorts can burn out quickly. But some of these videos can last a long time. So like the one I did last week, let me see where that one's at. That one probably has gone a ways up too. Come on. 54,000, 70. Yeah, that one got to 70. Why did South Africa big year go so wrong? Let's slow down now, but it's slowed down a lot. It's getting about 40 per hour still, 2040. But it got 73,000. Got me 119 subscribers, so thank you for that. And that's when I just sat down and thought about it and made a very thoughtful video. So that's 78,000. Not bad. Yep. So I've had a few better performing videos of late, but anyway, so we're 20 away from 115,000. iPhone. The iPhone, there wasn't much difference in this series, this version. It's not my favorite thing. Strategy to keep all your subscribers. Well, I do keep my subscribers, but the strategy is to grow. You need to reach more people. Well, Dirk, I mean, my last videos were pretty good too, but the refugee videos haven't been doing all that well. In fact, let me go to the playlist for that. My channel. Let me go to my playlist and take a look at playlist. There we go. Playlist. South African refugee interviews. Okay, so I hate that. I just want to see what that is. Why do they do that? Yeah, I don't want your commercial. Why can I not just see the playlist? It starts playing videos. I hate that. Anyway, yeah. So, view full playlist. There it is. Okay, all right. So the one with Charles Kleinhaus from July got 37,000. The one with Earl Langton, 26 June, got 29,000. Then another one got 25,000. And then another one got 25,000. And then the one with Thea got 84,000 when she was here in the States. And the one I did with her before had 249,000. There's a few that are missing here. This is odd. I need to go back and make sure that they're in the right playlist because they're not in the playlist. So there's a few missing here. So that's interesting. But I haven't done these interviews recently, so I wonder why they're not there. Oh, I know why. Anyway, I'll figure it out. What is it with you in the political thing, Dogzilla? Why do you keep bringing that bullshit up? I don't talk, dude. You need to get a life. You really do. You need to get a life. Okay, I'm looking to see if there's another one here. Okay, well, that goes back to November 9th. I don't think I've had any in November. Okay, got a lot of cafe clutches, but not any interviews here. So, but I had interviews that aren't showing up in that list. Oh, that's the refugee groups. Those aren't refugees yet, so that doesn't count. Okay. Yep, a lot of interviews here. Okay, who was this one? Let me see this one. Oh yeah, Tshwane Renee. This was a good one here. So this was a good one here. Whoops, that's not what I want. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I want.
How well is either in
A lot of people in Florida. I'll just say that much right now. So did the girls, when they arrived, did they comment about how Americans have funny accents? So that one, that should be on a playlist. It's not a playlist. I don't know why it's not in a playlist. Edit. Let me go back to playlist. See, that doesn't show up in my playlist for some reason. Oh, it's not. Okay. Where's the refugee thing? Well, it's on the refugee thing. That's why. Saw that in refugee interviews is not on there. Okay, so that's on there now. Okay. Refugee aspirants are suffering from exhaustion. Yeah, I think that might be a true statement. I wouldn't disagree with that. Southern refugees in America. Okay. There's another one. Okay, this one isn't on there either, so it's on 2 playlists. I got to put that on there. Refugee interviews. There we go. Save. Okay, so that makes another one. Okay. Okay, and there's more. So that's 2 recent ones. Okay, somehow I missed those. That was on October 17th and October 16th. Back-to-back ones. Yep. Yep. And then last time I spoke to Rob Herself, I had 27,000 views on that one. So here's this grass greener, Southern refugees. This one here's another one. These somehow all didn't wind up in the right place. Okay. This was probably one of the really good ones. The last one was really good, and this one was also good. So, okay. So that one was really good. Okay. There's one we have Chris Ehlers talking about transgenderism. That one had 2,400 views. Okay. How are we doing likes? I don't know. I hadn't looked at it. You guys tell me. Heinz Winkler on my channel had a few thousand views. But this is when the channel was really, really getting heavily shadow banned. It was very frustrating. Okay. So that's 3 more interviews that weren't on that list that now are on it. So I'm just looking to see if there's any more here. Operation Pet Lift video. Okay. I think this is where a 2-minute commercial. I don't think I want that. You can skip it after a second, but I think this is another one that didn't show up there. This is with Earl. Yeah, that's with Earl. Okay, so let's get that one in there. So edit that one. Playlist. That's not on any playlist. Okay. Refugee. And that one had 50-some thousand views when I saw Earl. So yeah, that's 4 of them that weren't there. 4 interviews right there. So I don't know how I didn't wind up. So my list is out of date. So I've been telling people to go watch it, and I've got to. Okay, Charles, is this one on there? I don't know. Let me look and see. Yeah, this one's on there. So I think I'm good there. So I'm done. Let me go back and take a look now at my playlist. Okay. Okay, let me reload this. Yeah, Charles was on there. Okay. All right. So now what do we got? All right. Now we got 12 videos. Okay. So I added those guys, Letitia, and then Tshwane Renee, which is a pseudonym, and then Fricky Petersay's on there too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 interviews weren't on there. So there's 12 interviews on there. So yeah, South African refugee interviews. If you go to that playlist and look at the full playlist, this is what you see. So there you go. So there's 12. Hour and a half, hour 15, 52 minutes, 53 minutes, hour and 21 minutes, hour and 22 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour and 14 minutes, 55 minutes, and 2 hours and 9 minutes with Thea, and then the original one here, which this one started it all with refugees, 44 minutes.
Under President Trump's offer of refugee status for South Africans, Afrikaners suffering unjust racial discrimination. This is Thea van Straten, correct?
Yes, sir.
We've been in touch for some time, and unlike many people involved in this program, she doesn't have a big mouth, and neither do I.
What do you know about?
Yes. So it's here. It's the 10th of May, and she will be in the first cohort of people going to the United States in the refugee program and leaving South Africa on the 11th, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Be a historic day in many ways.
Yes, and it's terrifying.
It's a bit frightening because you're walking out the door, aren't you?
Walking out the door, don't know where I'm going, don't know what's going to happen. I have absolutely no idea. I'm basically putting my faith and my trust and my life in the hands of
The Americans.
States.
Yeah. So I mean that's a huge responsibility for us now. You've put your life in our government's hands, and I would like to think that we're going to do right by you. So I hope that's the case. Well, let me ask you a question. Were you one of the folks that contacted the Amerikaners or the South African Chamber of Commerce or the PRM email?
No, the PRM email.
So that's how you got in touch with the
Yes.
U.S. State Department.
Yes.
And how long after you sent it did they get back with you?
It was approximately 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Was that nerve-wracking?
It was.
I can imagine.
Because you see everybody, well, we're on like local groups, WhatsApp groups,
Mm-hmm.
and you see guys pop.
Yep. So that was Thea. That was the first one. That one had 249,000 views and hasn't been looked at since then. Really frustrating. Once they run out of steam pretty quickly, these interviews, which is unfortunate. Anyway, so that's a dozen interviews. And I think I've captured all of them now. I may be mistaken. But yeah, I've done a bunch of interviews. So I'm just looking to make sure. Oh, wow. So this is July 10th, folks. This is my last interview with Neil de Beer before he passed away. But he's newsworthy. And Neil, it's been a long road since then. You're a counselor in Cape Town now. You're still leading the UIM, going through a lot of stuff, but you've been a voice. People loving you on business. We haven't had a chance to chat since you and I had a coffee just a few weeks back in Gordons Bay. But how are you today, Neil?
How to stop estrogen spikes in men over 40.
Oh, my goodness. Estrogen spikes. No, I don't have that problem. Thank you.
As long as you keep going on with the Afrikaans, dat gaan goed. Winter here with us and go Bokke.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, guys, when you play video of people who've passed. Yeah. Neil de Beer, my last conversation with him right there. And I wasn't sure about asking because I knew he was not in great shape. But Neil worked until the end to work with people. Yep. Anyway, yep. Yes, I know, Charles. I mean, I don't control the ads. YouTube does that. So I can non-monetize, but then they'll put the ads there anyway. It just means I get none of the money. Yep. I don't know. I haven't heard from Thea since early September. So, Lana Benes says, I'm Lucky Charm. Sent an email yesterday morning, totally unrelated refugee program. 2 hours later, got my first contact since May. See, there you go. There you go. There you go. Well, Charles, I mean, we can complain about it, but something has to pay the bills. It costs a fortune to run the servers and feed the data. Yeah, he was an outspoken, no-nonsense person. Yep. Yeah, that's right, Quids. Anyway, guys, let me wrap it up here. It's 2 hours, okay? 2 hours. I'm going to hit the rack. I've got several hours from now, I'll be interviewing Jus Strijdom from Oranje, Bewegen. And then I've got my news. And after the news, I have Lili van de Plas. I might wind up doing something with Venant Dutoy in between. Also, there's an outside chance that Sky News in UK might be calling me for an interview, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. So, anyway. All right. Yeah, Charles. Well, I can't control it. Maybe I should just say no monetary and then turn the monetary on after the fact so you don't miss anything. Yep. All right, cool. All right. You guys be well. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. I hope you enjoy the journey tonight as I took you around stuff in South Africa. I enjoyed showing it. I don't really get to show that off to anybody except you guys. So it's my pleasure. God bless and be well. Okay.